They stopped me before I even reached the first row, not with shouting, not with anger, just a soft, practiced voice that said, "Sir, you'll need to stand in the back section." I remember blinking once, maybe twice, like my ears were playing a trick on me. The sun was low, cutting across the glass and stone, and the place smelled like cut grass and metal polish. I was dressed the same way I'd dressed 100 times before, dark suit pressed shirt medals heavy on my chest. Nothing flashy, nothing sloppy. Still, the woman in front of me didn't really look at me. Not the way you look at a person. More like you look at a problem you're trying to move out of the way. "I'm here for the service," I said. Calm, polite. The way I've learned to speak when I don't want things to escalate. She smiled without warmth. "Of course, the designated viewing area is back there." She pointed. Far, too far. For a second I almost laughed. Not because it was funny, but because it was familiar. That same quiet redirection I'd known most of my life. The kind that doesn't bruise your skin, just your dignity. I asked, "Is there a reason?" She hesitated. Just long enough to tell me there wasn't a good one. "We have protocols," she said. "Front seating is reserved." Reserved for who she didn't say. She didn't need to. I looked past her, watched as other men, some younger, some older, were waved through after quick glances at their IDs. A nod, a smile, straight to the front. I stood there holding a folded program in my hand, feeling the weight of memory press heavier than the medals. The man we were burying that day wasn't just someone I knew. He wasn't just a name on the program. He was the reason I was still breathing. Years ago, different country, different sky, he pushed me down when it mattered. Took a bullet that wasn't meant for him. After that, we didn't just stay in touch, we stayed close. Birthdays, promotions, losses, promises. He once told me, half joking, "When my time comes, I better see you right up front. I didn't save your life for you to hide in the back." That line echoed in my head as the woman cleared her throat. "Sir, I need you to move." I felt something shift inside me then. Not anger. Not yet. More like a line being drawn. "I won't," I said. Her smile tightened. "Excuse me, I won't be moving to the back today." People started to notice. You can always tell when attention turns, when conversations soften, when eyes start sliding in your direction. Someone nearby whispered something. Someone else pretended not to see. She glanced over her shoulder, then back at me. "You're causing a disruption." I almost smiled at that. Funny how standing still can be called a disruption when you're not supposed to be where you are. "I'm standing exactly where I was told to be," I said, by a man who can't speak for himself anymore. That's when she signaled for security. 2 officers approached. Young, nervous. You could see it in their shoulders the way they slowed their steps. Neither one looked eager to touch me. "Sir," one of them said quietly, "we're just trying to keep things orderly." "I understand," I replied. "I've spent most of my life following order." He glanced at my chest then. The medals, the posture. Something flickered across his face. "But I'm not moving," I added. Behind him, I saw more people watching now, some curious, some uncomfortable, a few clearly annoyed. And then I saw him. A man in uniform, higher rank than the rest, standing near the front. He wasn't looking at me at first. Then he was. Our eyes met. He frowned not at me, but at the situation. He walked over slowly, no rush. Authority doesn't hurry. "What's going on?" he asked. The woman jumped in before anyone else could speak. "Sir, this gentleman is refusing to comply with seating arrangements." The officer looked at me. Really looked. "May I see your ID?" I handed it over. No drama, no commentary. He read it once, then again. His posture changed. He looked up. "Sir, you're welcome at the front." The woman stiffened. "But the protocol—" "This is my call," he said calmly. "Escort him." Just like that, the rules shifted. I walked past the same people who hadn't seen me minutes earlier, past faces that now avoided my eyes. I took my seat. Front row. Close enough to see the flag, the flowers, the names etched in stone. But as the ceremony went on, something inside me didn't settle, because it shouldn't have taken that. It shouldn't take rank or recognition or someone else's authority for a person to be treated with basic respect. As I sat there, I noticed something else. A young man, uniform, crisp hands steady, standing off to the side. I'd seen him earlier, redirected the same way I had been. Our eyes met. He gave me a small nod. That nod did something to me. After the service, while others mingled and spoke in hushed, careful tones, I stayed seated. Let the crowd thin. Let the noise fade. The officer who'd intervened approached me. "I owe you an apology," he said. "This shouldn't have happened." I nodded. "It happens more than you think." He hesitated. "I recognized your name from an old report." That surprised me. I hadn't thought about that report in years. Pages and pages of observations filed away, ignored. Evidence of patterns no one wanted to name. "I kept records," I said simply. "I always have." He looked thoughtful. "Would you be willing to share them?" I thought about all the times I hadn't spoken up. All the times I'd swallowed it, told myself it wasn't worth the trouble. Then I thought about that young man standing in the back. "Yes," I said, "I would." What happened after that didn't explode overnight. It didn't make headlines the next day. Real change rarely does. But doors opened. Questions were asked. Policies reviewed. People who'd never questioned the way things are suddenly had to explain them. I didn't shout. I didn't accuse. I just told the truth and backed it up. Weeks later, I attended another service. Different place, different crowd, same quiet dignity. This time, no one stopped me. A young officer greeted me at the entrance. "Good to see you, sir." I nodded, walked in, and took my seat. Front row. Where I belonged, not because of who I was on paper, but because of what I'd earned long before. As I sat there, I realized something. Respect doesn't change people. It reveals them. So let me ask you, do you think society treats people differently because of who they are, or because of what we assume they deserve? And when you see someone being quietly pushed aside, do you step back, or do you stand still